fundamental rights and freedoms and the Human Rights Code. The Constitution Act, Section 1, talks about keeping your freedoms unless they're demonstrably justified to take them away.
Facially.
Section 7.0.2 or something out of the Emergency Measures and the Emergency Management and Civil Protection Act says all measures must be in accordance with the fundamental rights and freedoms, basically the Constitution Act 1982. Section 6.2 of the Constitution Act says everyone has the right to the gaining of a livelihood. We've seen what's been done with the gaining of a livelihood. The police failed to safeguard the fundamental rights and freedoms and the Human Rights Code. The Criminal Code states in Section 126, if you disobey a statute, it's jail time. Section 80 and 81 of the Police Services Act says if you don't do your job, it's misconduct, which might be jail time or a fine. Section 245 of the Canadian Criminal Code says if I make you inhale, possibly say carbon dioxide, that could be an indictable offense up to 14 years in jail for me. Section 130 of the Canadian Criminal Code says that if I'm at the front of a store or something and I'm behaving as an agent of the government, meanwhile I'm just, working for the store, if it looks like I'm acting as a peace officer, then I'm, there's a term, basically faking to be a peace officer. When you fake to be a peace officer, as in Section 130, it's a criminal code offense. Impersonating a peace officer. Impersonating a peace officer, Section 130 of the Canadian Criminal Code. I can just go on and on and on. But it's the police that has the duty to safeguard the fundamental rights and freedoms and the Human Rights Code. It's the police. And also in 1959, in Quebec, Premier Duplessis did something to a restaurant owner, and the restaurant owner sued the Premier while the Premier was in office, and the Premier lost, and the judge said the Premier acted outside of statutory authority and was privately liable. The Premier appealed and lost the appeal, reinforcing that if you act outside of statutory authority, you're privately liable. If you lost income, the police are privately liable. If you lost a business, the police are privately liable. If you lost a friend to suicide, the police are privately liable. If you lost enjoyment of life, the police are privately liable. Because the Premier and the Lieutenant Governor never once supplied demonstrably justified information with their executive orders.
Get that, what he just said right there. They haven't been able to prove demonstrably what's been going on and what they've imposed on them.
Section 1 of the Constitution Act, demonstrably justified.
Awesome. Absolutely awesome.
Nice. So what are you proposing and what are we working on?
I have a 79-page document on executivereasoning.com. It's the first link there. That print it and then be prepared to hand it out. I suggest printing as many copies as you can, double-sided. It's 79 pages. And carry it with you when you come here or around others. And it's basically a document that's written as a claim. It's written as a claim. It's got the front page, the middle proper page 14 for A or something like that, and the back page for C. It's you put their names on it as well as yours as anonymous or real name, and you hand it to them and ask for money because they're privately liable. And if you can't reach them or they ignore you, then the document is so ready to go that all you have to do is put your name on it properly, bring it to a local courthouse, and get a file number. It's that ready of a document to hold them privately liable.
And I believe police officers have to hand you a business card if you ask for one.
Yes.
What? A business card. I'm pretty sure if you ask
Thank
for
you
a
so
business
much,
card,
Jack.
they have to give you one.
Put your hands together and give some love. Now, I know, after 21 weeks of doing this, that masters come up to me and inform me of certain things that I either adamantly oppose, which usually means I need to look at it, or wholeheartedly embrace, Either way, ever since I started this, everyone's showing up the right way, right, Keck? Everybody's showing up the right way for what we're trying to build if I just have enough of the big peepers going on, okay? So, we're going to take a look at Jack's document. We've got heavy hitters in the constitutional reforms, the people writing republics and figuring all this stuff, to take a look at what this is. Because if we can hold these people personally liable, we're not taking a look at defunding the police. We're not trying to get them into problems. I know in my heart that there are police officers out there that are being forced to do things they don't want to do.
Misconduct.
Misconduct, exactly. And they want someone like us to say, stop, because you were instructed by somebody else who's making you do that. They're asking us to do this. And even today, Jack, I was prepared to go up there and do this if we needed to do, because 21 weeks ago, I never asked permission to go to Queen's Park. I had people tell me, don't do it, they'll arrest you on the spot. Don't do it, the rioters will be there. Don't do it, they'll know who you are and they'll come and find you at home. They'll take your kid away, they'll come after your, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And every week I showed up, they had another little trick for us to try to get us to disband, and it never worked. Okay? So when guys like me, guys like Jack come up to me and say, dude, this is what I've been working on, my heart's in this, I'm taking my energy, can you take a look at this? I'm like, yes. Or if I don't do it personally, I'm going to help my friends learn with me because I need help sometimes. I'm a little bit busy, and like I said, there's a lot of stuff going on up here, and I need the brilliance of my friends and my contacts to show us the love and support of what we're doing here. It's absolutely amazing how we're all showing up at the right time. So Jack, we're going to work on this together and figure it all out so we can stand there and be completely 100% behind you and take also our personal liability for what we're serving the people. Are you guys with me, yes or yes? Yes. We always need to do something when we know our people are covered, guys. We never want to do something alone, and we never want to do it where we're hurting someone. We want to build something. And these police people, and when we do the right media around what you're doing right now, it's going to give people the ability to do this right across the country and start paying attention to what we're doing here. Because we didn't know what was going on.
No, right?
6 months ago, I had 25 years I've been doing my thing, but I said, you know what, there's nobody else that's going to do this right now like me. Nobody else is going to do it. And you know what, I'm going to just show up and see how every week it kind of meanders and fixes itself as it goes along, like a bird in flight. Sometimes you coast, sometimes you swoop, sometimes you have to go and get some food for yourself. What I'm saying is this, we're figuring it out as we go. Every time we do an actionable piece, we get to another place. So thank you for your patience, guys. Lots of loves. We'll have more conversations. We'll see you in Toronto next week, and we'll see you back here as soon as we can. See you in the 12th in Montreal. See you in the 26th in Toronto, and every wonderful piece in between. I love you all. Have a good day.
Right on.